Hello everyone, Agion here, another company to replay. On the north side as the austere player, we have NOSMarkov. Makarov? Spawn on the south side as the Soviet player, we have Oziligath. Ozig... Why do I get these names I can never pronounce? Everybody with me. Oziligath. Oziligath? Oziligath. Gath? Gath? Oziligath? Why do I even try? The Soviet player. It looks simple, but I could never pronounce these names. Introductions, we could see elite troops, quite possible. Stormtroopers and G43s can be quite effective on this map. Jaeger infantry, potentially as well. G43s, Jaeger command squad's pretty good, though I'm not a huge fan of Doctrine myself. Mechanized assault, probably not. I don't really see assault grenadiers being all too great on this map. Very wide open. And we do have, excuse me, immediate doctrinal lock-in of, excuse me, urban defense tactics. Get some water in me or some fluids. One moment. Looks like combat engineers captured the left side. Fuel has been secured. Fuel is now being approached by the austere player. We do have just conscripts versus grenadiers, plus the MG42. Standard build orders from both sides. No tier 1 or tier 2. Looks like conscripts and pioneers are fighting it out. However, these two windows do not fire from. Just a single window up here. So the pioneers, while not super effective, can eventually whittle them away. We do got some reinforcing conscripts here. We do got grenadiers here, however, but they're being flanked, so most likely the conscripts will win out in this engagement. The pioneers, yeah, they started to move over now. The grenadiers could move around to the other side to cover. Pioneers are just trying the best, trying to poke in as much damage, but their damage is pathetic. Eventually, those conscripts were warded away. Looks like we do got a second combat engineer. Unusual, but I like it. With this map, you can send out combat engineers both sides, start capturing a bunch of points, as well as potentially get a couple flamers. We do got a very nice secure of this building. However, the austere player is immediately going to the one side that doesn't have windows. G42 is setting on up. Oh, he looks like he's going to try to get some damage in, but however, he is in open ground right now, which is very dangerous. Grenadiers try to go around into the building, but decides to go back to the very soft spot, safe spot. And also, combat engineers will go ahead and start securing up this munitions point, and as well pitching some damage into the conscripts. Grenadiers fighting out combat engineer. The Grenadiers should win out. Looks like the Grenadiers managed to capture inside this building. This conscript squad is very, very low in health. However, it looks like he's going to focus on this conscript squad, which may have... Nope, doesn't... We're all still not been pulled down, so it looks like he just walked up and found a good angle to flank it. So the combat engineers were warded away. We got him jumping this house. There's, however, two windows from this angle while he has access to heavy cover, but most likely the Grenadiers should win out because the superior cover of that garrison. Plus the flanking squad will help. We got the Pioneer upgraded for flamethrower. Was in combat, but not sure what. From what? For whom what? This map I see elite troops doing the best. The G43 stormtroopers are actually very nice. They're also really effective versus conscripts, so I just believe the elite troops doctrine may be the best option. The Grenadiers are quite wounded. They're going to need to throw in a rifle grenade, but he does not have Battle Phase 1. Though he does have the manpower and fuel for it at the moment. A rifle grenade here would be quite nice. But it looks like the conscripts are not behind the cover exactly, and they're actually losing the engagement. I thought they were going to win that no problem. Looks like you got an engagement right here. There's only 2 windows, just the heavy cover and all 4 rifles firing, so probably this is better spot for the Grenadiers. Though if they would go a bit more to the left, I would say get inside the building. Looks like the combat engineers will come in with a flamethrower. He will not wipe the squad. There's a window here and window here, so he's actually able to fire with all 4 the windows, so actually that cover was actually the best spot. Come on. Nice flamer will displace those Grenadiers, no problem. We do also have some shock troops out on the field. Looks like medics have been built. Gotta place some band-aids on those flame wounds.
The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
If I remember correctly, flamethrower men generally, when they're captured by the enemy, in real life anyways, they generally are executed immediately because it's not a pleasant thing to do or to receive from. They're usually never taken prisoners of war.
Is taking our territory.
It's generally a good reason, actually. You should take, in those situations, you should always take prisoners of war. Flamethrower men are just not viewed in the best light, to say the least. This combat engineer here, denying the heavy cover is actually quite nice. There is the cutoff point have been secured up. This fuel point is not being captured. While it may look like he's in the point, he is not. You got the shock troops here. They probably will be able to ward out that building thanks to the heavy cover right there. We are starting to see some LMGs coming out on the line. We also do see a 222 coming on out. There is an M42, so there's a light AT gun, but it'll take about 6 shots to take out the scout car, I believe. They do 80 damage, the health is 320. So actually, that's actually only 4 shots, right? Never do math when in the middle of a cast. Yeah, that's 4 shots. Hhowever, anything heavier would take a lot more. And 4 shots take quite a bit of time, even as a high rate fires this weapon. He is actually loaded with high explosive in order to gauge these Grenadiers. I hear a flare. Nice flare mine. Oh, looks like the VP there was providing a line of sight blocker from the AT gun, forcing him to get closer. Found landmine. And the Pioneers are nowhere near close, so you probably should just retreat it back through over here and have the Pioneers rotate and repair it. Most of the Pioneers just went ahead and retreat back, which probably was faster than walking back. We do have a squad of Panzer Grenadiers coming on out. And we do also have Tier 3 being built by the Soviets. Or have been built. So the shock troops are now moving forward. He is not retargeted the shock troops. The shock troops are going to jump in the church and pop out on the other side. But did not.
We have secured the sector.
He does throw out a smoke grenade right there, so he will deny the MG from firing. There's no flamer coming down on the squad, and we also have a rifle grenade right there, but he does back out away from the last moment. Shock troops will pop in the building. He needs to retreat back on now. He needs to retreat. He's going to get ripped apart. Though he is just soaking up some damage from the Grenadiers, but yeah. That wasn't going to last very long. We do have the 222 now fully repaired, but now damaged by the M42. The 222 is going to head straight for the shock troops. We do also now have a T-70. Conscripts are a very nice building, but there is a flamer there. One good burst sends him a very low health. Pioneers does not get off the second burst, but we do have a T-70 out in the field. And don't see any teller mines. Nothing here to knock it out. Could get some Panzerschreck upgrades for the Panzer Grenadiers rather than getting a Pack 43, or Pack 40, I mean. But he doesn't have enough munitions for that. There's also M42 here, is in range of, or in angle of taking on the 222, and I think it's still in angle as well.
Enemy forces are securing our territory.
More flare mines, I like to see that. He has a lot of munitions as well, so spam out those flare mines. It really whittles away your opponent.
HQ has been upgraded.
They can be laid down by conscripts.
Medium armor and rocket artillery. We are losing a sector. The enemy is attempting to steal our sector.
70 pitching some damage. We do see UR forward for an AT grenade. It will connect. Does sustain huge amounts of damage. The T-70 is now rotating over. Pioneers are here for repairs, but nothing to stop T-70. Pioneers will spot T-70. And we do have Panzerschrecks on the Panzer Grenadiers. Hawk troops once again pushing on forward. Grenadiers will go ahead and fall on back.
The enemy is taking our territory.
We'll get a snare off. Panzerschreck will fire one. There goes the other. And now combat engineers are trying to ward them away. But this T-70 most likely will go down. Rolls a miss. Gets a kill there. And the 222 is still alive. Pioneers just removed its damaged engine, decides not to continue to repair it. Pioneers could make some good work on these combat engineers. You'll have a PM-41. No MGs for really to engage it. And I suddenly just realized his opponent's actually captured the MG42. That's actually a nice boon. Also, now with conscript models, which means it's going to be a pretty powerful, hard thing to flank actually, because those conscript models really do provide part of the damage to flanking squads. You do have a flamer and shock troops here. Those grenadiers just have to get out of there. Severely wounded 2-2, and we do got now these grenadiers definitely been spotted. Combat engineers heading up for the cutoff point, very nice. The Soviet player has gotten that cutoff point multiple times. Both players are around 125 fuel. That is enough for taking up. We do in fact see the support armor core being built, so that means he has enough fuel for either the Ostwind or Panzer IV. I don't want to see a Stug. He needs something with anti-infantry. Wounded, but I'm to engage the conscripts here. Does spot this conscript in the middle of laying down a flare mine. Does Ura forward. Will connect. Will most likely go down. Oh, just not enough. He could have run down it with 2 conscripts and killed it off, but he will retreat back and just start some free veterancy, but loses a bit of munitions. Panzer IV out on the build queue. Has plenty of munitions for an MG upgrade. Not sure what doctrine he's going to go for. At this point, he can still get some G43s for squads. I haven't really seen camouflage being all too effective so far based on the playstyles. He has been on super defensive, so camouflage not super great at the moment. Doesn't have an MG for it as well. It's getting another squad of Panzer Grenadiers, so could cancel and get some stormtroopers. I'm not sure. The Jaeger infantry doctrine does have access to a close air support as well as the light artillery. So perhaps maybe that'd be better for some munition dumps, but he has no munition to speak of. Ooh, the Panzer Grenadier hopefully doesn't get left out to dry. Does pull it back out. Could retreat back and heal it up. He has no eye of enemy armor anytime soon, and there is none to speak of. Ooh, nice flamer burst onto the combat engineer. Ooh, that was a good shot. Shock troops are in threat of going down. The Pinto Mount's about ready to be upgraded. Ooh, very good line. It was planned for infantry, but got a Panzer IV. So it looks like it's going to sit here and engage the MG42. That is a very juicy target here, but we do got a conscript coming in for a T grenade, but won't be any threat to take it out. The M42 is rolling some misses. It'll still take another 6, 8 shots on that M42 to take it out, and assuming they're all pen.
Enemy forces are attempting to capture our territory.
And another landmine, and it was the Panzer Grenadier squad. Those landmines have been quite nice. M42 is starting to move its way forward, but needs to start moving towards this direction. Loses that conscript squad entirely. There's a T-34 in the build queue. That is a good idea. He needs some armor. S-25 is also another good alternative. He needs more fuel for that.
T-34 ready for combat.
Good engagement by the conscripts. I would say at this point he could stand to use another shock troop. He is approaching enough manpower for them. This will also be a good idea. That's actually probably a better idea than the another shock troop. M42, as cheap as it is, it's just not effective enough. We will in fact see a snare. There's going to be a brawl-out fight. And does not prioritize fire, and the T-34 will most likely go down. Very poor control by the Soviet player, and still no prioritized fire. Let's get a nice bounce right there. And does get the crush on the Grenadier squad, right, wiping it out entirely. Now he's just ring around the rosy. He could try to force fire and try to hit the front of the tank, but Panzerx spells end for the T-34. But there's a dropped MG42, which will be extremely nice for our conscript squad. And there goes the M42. Decides to force fire the M42. Panzer IV now needs to retreat on back. We do see a Zis on the build queue. Still has both his squads of Pioneers, so repairs can be quite quick. Nice dodge there by the shock troops, but they're in a range where they can't really engage. They can't run forward because Panzer Grenadiers rip them apart, seeing how low health they are. Oh, 2-2 is still alive, and engine snared. And we do got squads of Grenadiers not coming forward. The LMG is still on the ground. That is a very important item. Whether it be given to another Grenadier squad, that would be 2 LMGs, deadly squad, or conscript squad, a deadly squad. Or on a Panzer Grenadier squad. Not sure how the interaction, how great that would be. Would probably be pretty good at long range.
We are losing territory.
He does have the 7-man squad upgrade, but he did not reinforce all the way. I don't think he realized it was actually dropped. T-34 was sitting on top of it, so he may not realize it. At this point, as the austere player, I would probably just grab it so this opponent doesn't have it. Let's pick it up with the Minesweeper squad. I honestly would give it to the Flame squad, because you have to stand still and shoot the Flamer. Might as well stand shoot the Flamer and MG34. You have the Snare still on the Panzer IV. Will not go down, though I think it needs a bit more than one shot. I have another Panzer IV on the build queue, and I need to put myself invisible at those pop-ups. Whoops. Another Panzer IV will be quite deadly. His opponent needs an SU-85 or somehow save up for the KV-2. The KV-2 would be a very good counter to the Panzer IVs. This Pioneer squad is a extra C2, so it does have the increased repair rate. Mortar has been spotted, MG has been spotted. These Panzer IVs are going to wreak havoc. He does get a second Zist. That's a very necessary item. He could try stalling out for the KV-2. That may be his best option, but I can't really say. He has plenty of infantry, and his butt doesn't have all too much, so SU-85 would be a good option as well. This rolls a miss, and Strike's rolls a miss on conscripts, which is to be expected.
Supply sector under attack.
Oh, he definitely knows now there's 2 Zis. And you got both the Panzer IVs engaged in this general area, but this one's very wounded, 2 shots away from death. And there will in fact be a snare. And he's still in the line of fire. Does use Panzer Tactician, does get outside the angle. One more snare and we'll kill off that squad. And looks like this Panzer IV may be able to retreat on out. Is there any landmine? No landmines. The other one's severely wounded as well, 1 shot away from death. Panzer Grenadiers, not with the Panzerstrecks, are out on the field, out in front. Does do a forced fire on the ground through the smoke while it sets up, does not fire. Both the Panzer IVs managed to get out of there. This one's still in danger zone. Can easily be spotted in just 1 sneeze and it's dead. 1 AT grenade, 1 AT gun shot, and it's dead. Looks like we're going to see, yep, double barrage on top of the church. Doing solemn proud. Doing anything that distracts them away from the Rodina. Panzer Grenadiers, while they have the Panzerstreck upgrade, they still have access to a bundle grenade. But these combat engineers on the squad should be able to do some damage. So the 222 has in fact gone down.
Enemy forces are attempting to capture our territory.
Good mortar hit. Panzer IV fully repaired. A new Panzer IV out on the build queue. That is a lot of Panzer IVs. Looks like he is going to build a T-34. I really can't say what will be his best option. He is approaching fuel for the KV2, but against that many Panzer IVs, I really don't know. He has both T-34. He is enough fuel for another T-34, but he doesn't have the manpower for it. So I would say a Su-85 would be his next best option. Panzer IVs trying to make their assault. The AT guns were back at home replenishing their troops. One good hit there. Now efficiency 2, which of course gives them increased rate of fire, which is actually quite important, and accuracy. Nice hit there, penetrating hit there, another penetrating hit there. Where's that other? Is this? It was clearly a second shot there. Here, they're both at this right here as well as the T-34. Does throw an AT grenade, but this AT gun gets a bounce. This does not snare.
300 points. Enemy forces capturing supply sector.
VPs aren't there the Soviet players, so you can trade some VPs for time. Nice dodge with the rifle grenade. Ooh, but looks like these conscripts will be forced back. Nice penetrating hit there, which is still 3 shots away from death. Oh, got some Panzerx in this building as well. I was focusing on the Panzer. Both the T-34s, not Panzer IVs are right there. I can call them T-34s. Oh, that was so close to being destroyed. Panzer IV on flanking route. You got an AT gun there. Does get a nice pinch hit there. Both of them efficiency 2. T-34 rolls around, but it's 1 shot away from death. That may have been a bit too much. Though if he body blocks it, he can get engaged with the AT guns. Oh, it is abandoned. I hate how it's abandoned. I thought he was going to destroy it. He has a pretty good chance of actually repairing it. Does get a nice hit there. Does get another shot there. Snares. Mans it. Rolls a miss. It's a penetrating shot there. Turret rotating. Rolls a bounce. Rolls a bounce. Gets decrewed. It's killed. It's killed. That was a good play at trying to man it, but it rolls a misses, the bounces. He goes off to the Panzer IVs. That's actually very important. Now he has time in order to get out of the KV2. Goes with another T-34, not a half bad option in reality. This is very low in health. Does destroy the AT gun. That's very important. Oh, that's deadly. And that actually is a critical blow. And that's a very good choke point right there. The units are very bunched up. Remember, one of these pioneers does have LMG. We do have Ostwind out on the field field. And based on this point, that's not a half bad option. Those opponent does have enough fuel for another T-34, he just lacks the manpower.
T-34, we are losing supplies to the enemy.
That Ostwind out, I would say this best option is, in fact, another T-34. Now he spots an Ostwind, he knows his opponent now has spent fuel on something that cannot engage a T-34, or at least not all too well. And this T-34 is still severely wounded, he just spotted that. We have a Grenadier squad here, but not enough for a snare. Ooh, good shot. This Panzer IV has not fought back. He needs to fall back and get it repaired. He cannot engage the T-34 as well as nearby Zis. The Panzerstrike squad was forced back as well. Man, Solomon really hates that church. Rolls a miss, though I think he actually stayed 1 point of damage. That hit. We got the Panzer Grenadiers, though the Vet 3 conscripts are quite powerful. That bundle was a pretty good, nice dodge, though. And my words are getting all jumbled up. And some fluids. Osman sustained another hit from the AT gun. 34 reverses in, showing its nice sloped rear armor. Panzerstrike engages. The Osman can pitch in some more damage. One shot away from death from the Panzer IV should do it. Nope, gets main gun destroyed, however. Osman engaged in the AT gun. Very nice. There goes the T-34. Osman got his main gun destroyed, but this squad's very close to death. And dead. MG goes down, and I think that may be game, losing another T-34. There is another one in the build queue. At this point, I think his opponent has too far. Oh! That was deadly. Good mortar hit. Good mortar hit. Wipes out an entire Pioneer squad, which reduces his opponent's repair rate, and his stuff is very wounded. He needs to replace that Pioneer. We do have a doctrinal lock-in of the elite troops. Not sure when he did that. At this point, I would say the Jaeger infantry was actually going to be a better option.
We have a new T-34 standing by.
We got a flamer bursting the Grenadier. Hasn't been left out to dry. One more shot and that squad is wiped. Oh. And the combat engineer's been left out to dry.
Our territory is falling into enemy
Reinforcing
hands.
T-34 is out on the field. Both AT guns are decrewed, both of them destroyed. He is replacing one. That is a very necessary option. He needs to get some more AT out. Still no Pioneer squad on their build queue. He has enough manpower for it. He really does need it. He also needs to, in order to use the Tiger Ace, he needs to upgrade to Tier 3 and build a Heavy Panzer Corps.
Anti-tank gun is ready for action. Mortar crew ready. Engineer standing by. We are losing supplies to the enemy.
VPs are in favor of the austere player by a good margin at the moment. Looks like we got this MG has been reclaimed actually. That's not a rebuilt one. Those are armed with Panzer Grenadiers. Grenadiers inside the church. That engine may be snared. We will, in fact, see the Panzer Grenadiers coming up with the Panzerschrecks. Both of them connect.
We are losing territory.
Ooh, nice flare mine. Looks like he sustained a bundle grenade. But this Panzer Grenadier may have been forgotten about. Hope he does pull back in time. T-34's main gun is destroyed. Ooh, but there he blitzed in trying to kill it off, but he hits a landmine. T-34 can reverse away, no problem. AT gun not at a good angle. Osman tried to go in, but there is a nearby Zis, but nothing here to snare the engine, so he can circle around the Zis. Finds another landmine. That is very, very important. And now he's sort of stuck in front of the Zis, but oh, he picks it up. Another Panzer IV now built and destroys the T-34. I think this may be it for the Soviet player. Losing too many T-34s, hadn't been able to bring up enough armor in order to gauge his opponent. The Austrian is one shot away from death. This new T-34 will wipe it out. Now we got a T-34, now the Panzer IV going straight into his opponent's base. There's a good opportunity where the Zis can pitch in a free shot. Gets out of range before he could fire. This Panzer IV, however, is now fully repaired. Let's get a snare right there, but rolling a lot of bounces, and there it goes after T-34 to the other Panzer IV. That is the end of the game. This is Agion saying thank you for watching and signing off.